What's up, guys? Eclectic Nerd here again as always, and welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. So I did a little work off camera here. I got these hydrogen tanks topped off, as well as kind of getting these tanks started. But this is now run dry, so I'm gonna probably go fill that up maybe sometime in this episode. But one thing I want to do, additionally on top of this stuff that I did off camera, I also kind of mapped out where I want to put the additional thrusters. So here on each side here we're gonna have another set of doubles like these, and then I ground down this guy, and this is just going to be a single one, just so that it's clear of these ion thrusters, because I don't want these to end up torching these multiple tanks here and causing more damage. As well as I did some minor stuff. I kind of smoothed this out here just as a matter of I just placed these, so I'm not quite done. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started here. I need to do those other merge blocks first. Let's see. I'm also thinking I might want to change this area around the bridge, because I'm not sure if I'm looking at it, and the more that I look at it, the more that I'm not entirely happy with it, just because it seems kind of jaggy. I want to smooth it out, maybe. But I like having let's see, make sure this is actually done. I like having this lip, this like almost semi-walkway here to kind of walk around on, but I don't like how this is. I don't know. It's just minor like semantics mostly, but there's just something about it that just doesn't rub me quite the right way. And we all want to just get rubbed the right way. And get these other merge blocks in here. Kind of sucks that you can't just build with merge blocks directly. Just go ahead and there. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to finishing this sort of project up and getting back to the big build. I think that this has probably been the most beneficial thing I've done so far, just in terms of being kind of refreshed. Because I remember when I was building the Nemo, actually building the Nemo proper, that I almost started to get, like, I was getting burned out on it, just because it was taking forever to get anything done. Let's see. Make sure this sits right. Oh, come on. It's the one thing that kind of annoys me, is placing stuff doesn't always jive right. Okay. I need the big old thruster. Come on. I am kind of excited because coming up this month, I'm going to be working a slightly adjusted schedule at work. So I think it should jive a bit better, at least for this month, with my... What is this? Oh, blast doors. With my recording schedule. See, there's all this stuff that I've never used before. Effectiveness modules, refineries, interior turrets. I need to make like a point to try and use every single block. Like interior walls, I never use these. I don't know why. Probably because I feel like they're almost like a waste. Okay, what was I looking for? Oh, shoot. Oh yeah, conveyor junction. Dang it! This is what happens when you get distracted. Let's see, conveyor junction. Get rid of that scaffolding. I also have been, in my kind of off-camera stuff, I've been trying to kind of rework some of the interior stuff to use, I don't know, like scaffolding or catwalks. Yeah, I would say scaffolding, but they're catwalks. Trying to use catwalks as an alternative to solid blocks, just for like making interior walls and floors and stuff like that. It seems I'm out of steel plate. Wow. Okay. Just go ahead and get all this other stuff welded up first. I think this tank needs to be, yeah, okay. Here. So yeah, I'm trying to kind of take a, I don't know, more progressive approach. I don't know if that's the word. Words. I'm trying to get a bit more creative in my use of materials. Like right over here, there's that charging port, which has a scaffolding, catwalk underneath it. And actually, hang on here. While I do this, I'm going to let's see here. Someone asked if I could put my ship on the workshop. I think I will. I just need to. Is this locked? Okay, this is locked. I just need to hang on here 1 second. Okay. I just need to get back into space and have all these tanks lopped off, I think, before I actually put the blueprint together. So one of the things I'm doing here is, in order to kind of save weight in kind of non-crucial areas, using these catwalk plates as walls. I could probably do it here too, but I segmented this part of the ship off. I don't know what's going to go here. I kind of toyed around that this is where maybe my refueling probe would be, or I could actually maybe do airtight hangar doors and have additional hangar space up here, because the hangar in back is not going to hold everything forever. Granted, I don't need many ships, but if I ever make like a grinding ship, or obviously these atmospheric versions of ships will have to come with once I head to greener pastures. But yeah, I'm trying to go back and kind of learn where I can cut corners in terms of weight and materials, because one, this isn't exactly a combat vessel, so I'm not really terribly concerned about it being heavily armored, and two, just as a method of improving designs and getting better at building more efficient and effective ships. So yeah, that was my ramble for the day. Okay, and these are done. I can't wait to try this thing out and watch all these fuel tanks fall away. That's gonna be amazing. Let's see, you need to get kind of just about there. That seems good. Alright, and next set of tanks. So I'm thinking this should be enough. I've got, let's see, 2, 4, 8, it'll be 10 total large thrusters pushing downwards, and I think that should, I'm hoping that generates enough thrust, but of course we shall see, because I think in the past I've always said, oh yeah, this will be plenty, but it never works out that way. So we're gonna fingers crossed. I want this to be, there we go, right side up so you can actually read it, and there we go. And I'm gonna have to come back and do the small thrusters here. Maybe I'll mount them directly on the tank. Oh wow, I actually need things. Well, it was nice having everything I needed while it lasted. So I need small and large steel tubes and metal grid, I believe. Let's see. Just kind of. Alright, and let's see. So I kind of consolidated everything into the component storage. Let's see, so I'm gonna grab like 500, oh, not 5,000. 500 of those, that should be plenty. And that's already filled. Small steel tubes. I'm gonna need more of those. Let's see. Yeah, sure. That should be good. All right. I have been thinking about, I don't know if I mentioned this before in a previous episode or not, so I'm going to do it anyway. I think in future episodes for going to different planets and whatnot, I'm going to actually have almost like, maybe you could call it goals or objectives, but I'm going to go into them kind of with a project in mind. So in terms of how I am going to live and survive. So I think for the next one, I might go to the moon of the alien planet, just because it's been a while since I've lived thoroughly in space. But I'm going to go to the dark side of the moon and basically live in complete darkness for, I don't know, however long it takes me to get bored of that. And I want to do something maybe where I would build almost like outposts near the pole where there's perpetual sunlight, and then basically run some sort of tubing back to my base. So I could essentially live off of solar energy but still maintain living in, pretty much complete darkness. I thought that'd be kind of interesting. Let's see here. Let's see. I got my metal grids. I probably need more of those too. Let's see here. Small steel tubes. Wow, I used that steel plate already too. That's crazy. Let's a couple motors in there. Oh, just actually stack those like they should be. Oh, I need construction components too. Just lump all those together, why not? Okay. I think we're good here. Oh, one thing I do want to mention too as well is a shout out to one of the subs, I think Dirk M, I believe, for doing some very scientifical calculations on thrust to weight ratings on the scout ship slash hydrogen processing rig, because that turned out to be quite useful, and I definitely put that forward. That kept me okay, let's see here. I think because I'm pretty sure this is going to hit that. So these thrusters are going to have to be like this. But yeah, thank you for your number crunching skills. And I think the numbers weren't that far off. I'm pretty sure I actually was able to go to about 400 plus kilograms total. But yeah, but then yeah. Let's see here. If I put this here, will this still be in the way? That will not. I just have to make sure that I turn it off. I'm just gonna leave this. Leave these down here. Keep them out of the way. All right. But it took quite a bit of. Yeah, I want to make sure that this is actually done. Okay. It took quite a bit. Actually took a couple trips to completely fill the front double tanks. So it should be quite a task getting the rest of these filled, and I'm not even sure if that the ice deposit that I'm living near will be enough, because I'm starting to kind of dig into it quite a bit. Alright, and we're gonna go ahead and come over here and just kind of finish off this guy, and then we can go get our last bit of ice and finish this up. Let's see here. And all right. Oh, and I'm out of grids again. Quite a bit of work for something I'm just gonna basically toss. I mean, I guess that's what happens. Look at all the Apollo components that are essentially just floating around in space. That's another thing that continually blows my mind, is just the fact that at this very moment there is stuff in space that has been up there since the 50s in some cases, 50s and 60s in some cases, and it will just, depending on its orbit and how much drag there is upon it, it may never come down, and that's just crazy to me to think that. Cradle's all I needed, right? Yeah. I'm gonna actually start making some construction components, just because I know I'm gonna need a lot of them, and this is completely uncharacteristic for me. I'm actually being semi-proactive and making things that I need probably ahead of time. There we go. All right, I'm good. We're done here. I think we're done here. But yeah, there's a website, I think it's called like stuffin.space or junkin.space, something like that. But it's essentially a website where they have orbital tracks of all the leftover debris from space launches, satellite collisions, defunct satellites, all kinds of. I think it's interesting. Just all kinds of interesting stuff about what's floating around in orbit, and when you see it in such a condensed scale like that, it's just crazy to think that there hasn't been more kind of collisions between. I thought I completely stocked up on grids. Oh no, it's construction components that I need. Okay, I've got a couple on me, so maybe it might be enough to get these done. Let's find out here. Yeah, that probably just ate up all of them. Okay. Let's see here. See if I have a stockpile of them hiding out somewhere. Probably not, just because. Oh, look at that. Good little nest egg there. Let's see. But yeah, it's just crazy that with all that stuff, because it's not a lot of it's been there for decades, and it's just kind of amazing that there hasn't been. I mean, obviously there's been a couple issues with the ISS getting hit by flecks of paint and stuff like that. But it's just insane that it hasn't been worse than what it's been, you know? Alright, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get this baby topped off, and we're gonna see. Let's see, so I have to unconnect and make sure I am not damaging anything. Oop, just turn that off. Alright, so I think I can carry 400 kilos on top of my mass. I think that's what it was, so which means we can go to about 620,000. This is a good sized chunk of like a little ice field here. The one thing I really dislike, because it gets kind of annoying, is the amount of dust that this thing kicks up. Like if I were to go back in time and tell past nerd what to do, I would say don't put your thrusters so close to the ground. Kind of set them up a bit more. And actually I probably could get away with that. At least on the... maybe, yeah. What I should do is I should just build a larger ship version of my small mining ship, of the Dyson. So I have a Mega Dyson. A planetary dirt devil, if you will. Lock that gyroscope in place. One thing I think would be nice is to build a mining ship where I have one mining ship to pretty much do everything. So basically I would need to integrate sorting and ejection capabilities. Or maybe I would just use a conveyor block and maybe a piston. Oh yeah, okay. So basically the idea would be kind of like how Wall-E is able to kind of like take a bunch of trash inside of himself, compact it, and then spit it back out as a cube. So there would be a piston inside of the hull, with a large cargo container attached to it, and then that cargo container would get pushed out. I could push the cargo container out when it was full, and then just grind that down and basically dump however much stone was inside of it. I think that would be a good idea. I have to start working on that. See, the problem with trying to like design ships on the fly is that it takes a really long time to do, especially if you're doing it for the first time. So maybe I'll have to start, like, I don't know, streaming or something, where I can be like, all right, we're gonna have a design stream today where I'm just gonna mess around and fart around trying to build a better whatever ship. I've been thinking about doing that. I've streamed a little bit in the past, but not too much. Let's see, we're going to go ahead and load up. Because I'm still only using about 40% of my available power. I haven't started, like, dropping yet. Oh, and I can still climb away. Just, like, scouring the surface of Mars for ice. Really need to develop a much better system for this. But then again, this wasn't designed for actual mining. It was designed to pretty much just pull the topsoil off. Okay, I think that should be good. Oh, my gyroscope was off. Or on. Off, on. One of those two. One of those is correct. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and just use this hole right here to dump off this stone. Let this kind of stop here. Alright. That, and I need to work on a better cockpit system. Like, now that this thing is starting to kind of like grow out of control, I might just need to scrap my nice little internal cockpit position and just put something on top. Have a multi-layer. See, I wish you could like just go directly from inventory to dump. Like, I wish that process was a bit more streamlined. Wow, there's a lot of stone in there. Okay, that's... Alright, I think that should be quite a bit. I don't know if it's going to be enough to completely fill up this tank, but at least it gives us an adequate... an adequate starting point, as well as kind of providing us a reference point as to how much is going to be needed. I kind of just like how connectors are basically like the default endpoint for any materials. Like, I think they should go to the production first, and then whatever's left goes to the connector. Let's see, before I start this here, I want to see kind of where these tanks are in terms of fill, because it's not much. It's less than 10%. It's probably like 7 or so. Oh, and just kind of get lined up here. Lock. Alright. I was going to try and shut everything down, but forget it. So, I need my generators. Where's the... I'll just start at the connector. Oh, we're just gonna fill a couple of these up. And me like... So there's 100,000 in there, so maybe do 40,000. Just do something to kind of spread this out a bit more, so it's not just one or two putting out all the power there. So check the forward tanks here. So these guys are full. Alright, now all we have to do is, that still scares me. Like, just a sudden loud noise. Alright guys, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. I'm gonna be waiting around for this stuff to finish, so that's pretty kind of boring stuff. If you are enjoying these series, as always, be sure to leave a thumbs up. I really appreciate it, as well as if you guys have ideas for either ship mods or ways to interesting kind of survival ideas. I think I'm going to try and do maybe when I go to the moon. Let's see, where's the that's Earth. Wait, no. What is that? It's not Earth, is it? Or is that Mars's moon? I think that's... Okay, yeah, because Earth's over there and there's their moon. So maybe I'll do... after I finish up here, I'll go up to the moon on Mars, the Martian moon. And I'm going to live basically on the dark side of the moon, but I also want to do, I think I'm going to do completely battery-powered stuff, just because I haven't dealt with batteries much, and I think that would be kind of fun, as well as something new and kind of a way to expand the the things that I'm building as well, so that I can get more experience with batteries, as well as get experience in battery-powered operations, as it were. So if you have any ideas about that, or survival, or just ideas for base building in future episodes, I would love to hear that in the comment section below. You guys always come up with some very good ideas, and you always get me thinking as well, which is very useful, because I don't do it much myself. So until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.